What's up, guys? Quick video today. Just going to be showing you how to change the cap and rotor off of a 1998 Dodge Ram 1500 with the V8, and then how to do all the spark plug wiring so that you don't get a misfire because of it. Right now I have a bad misfire on cylinder 5 to the point where it's actually hard to drive, and part of ruling everything out is doing the cap and rotor. So far I have done sorry about the light. So far I have done the fuel injector connector, tested it with a Noid light, ran a compression test, put a new spark plug wire in, and overall just done pretty much everything that worked for me in the past. So now we're going to be venturing out. So it's kind of hard to see, it's not the best footage, but I have my bore scope back there so you can kind of get a sense. So there's the distributor cap, and there's one bolt on the driver's side and the passenger side. It's right there. I'm gonna figure out what size that is, but you just pull it off and just slap the new one on. To start though, you're gonna want to take the stock intake off. I have a cold air intake, so it's a little different. A lot of this truck is pretty heavily modified, so it's going to look a bit different than yours. But if you have the stock elephant trunk, you're just going to want to pull that breather tube off. It would run between there and there. And then there's a clamp on the bottom where it mounts into the throttle body that you just loosen up and pull all that off and make this job a lot easier. No matter what, it is still very hard to see back there. So if you have a bore scope, it makes it 10 times easier. If not, then I mean, you can still see, you just got to wedge yourself in there. Both of those bolts are a 7mm / Phillips head. You can use either. I'm going to try it with a Phillips head and see if I can get in there. And if there's ever one modification to these trucks you can do that'll both increase gas mileage, space, and power, is putting these electric fans in. They sell these shrouds on eBay for pretty cheap. And then I bought the fans and the wiring control harness from O'Reilly's. I think it was all about $250 total, but I can literally stand on the ground while I work on this. So get this a bit more out of the way, but there we go. It's all the way back there behind that heater hose.
Yeah, right where my bore scope is at is that first one.
So we're gonna go back there and I'm gonna see if I can do this while I film. Okay, so a lot of people recommend doing each wire one by one as you're swapping the cap, but I'm swapping all the wires anyway again just to make sure that nothing's screwed up. So those two Phillips heads are out and the rotor cap just lifts off. I don't see any obvious carnage. Then again, this is the first time I've looked at one of these, so I don't exactly know what I'm looking for. This one right here looks off in the corner. I'm hoping that was cylinder 5, but I don't think so. So I'm gonna get that out, and then I will show you the rotor itself. There's the rotor itself. That just comes all the way off. So I'm gonna just pull it real quick. A little bit of finesse, and then there we go. Yeah, she's definitely old. With 300 on the clock, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been done before, but I'm gonna go grab the new parts. And the rotor, it's very straightforward. You don't have to worry about timing or anything. It has a keyway in there, or key in there, that makes it so you have to line it up correctly. So it's not going to screw up your timing by doing this, but this is all pretty dirty, so I'm really hoping this was the issue. Ended up just going with some O'Reilly's parts. Got the standard blue streak. And that, yeah, that's nice and clean. And then nice and clean. So hopefully that'll make a difference. But the only thing you want to make sure is when you have it set up, when it's on there, this little rubber piece is on the passenger side. Slides right on. Alright, so I got the new cap in there. Looks nice and fancy. And now we're going to be redoing the spark plugs. So like I said before, most people like to do them one by one, just so they don't screw it up, but I've had to do this crap so many times, I might as well just show you how I do it. Fair warning, sometimes they can get pretty stuck on there. I have done my best to prevent them from doing so, but every single thing I try will not do it. So if you guys have any tips and tricks, I have dielectric grease on there, everything else. Ooh, that's nice. Anyways, out with the old, and let me grab the new ones. Alright, so I would always double check on a diagram, and I'm gonna have to double check it because the diagrams that are online are always like the distributor is slightly off of where it actually is. So I will double check all of this before I actually publish this video. But bank 1 of the cylinders is on the driver's side, so it goes 1, 3, 5, 7, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, and then on the rotor itself, when I take them out of the box, I got myself some Ultima Selects. I always order them from smallest to largest because you're going to be doing it in that order. And as you can see on this other engine I'm working on, the distributor is closer to the driver's side than it is the passenger side. So when you start, you're going to want to start with cylinder 7 as the smallest, then second smallest, 8, and then continue from there. And then if you get the CRC dielectric grease in this tube, it is super helpful because you can get right down in the boot and just give her a little pop of some. So we're going to go through and do that real quick on both ends. And for whatever reason, I just noticed this, but they included an extra wire. I'm pretty sure that's just for different types of distributor boots, because these are both about the same length, so I'm assuming these are different options for what ignition coil or distributor you have, and they just included both. It's a little messy, but I got all that in there. Usually I just use some zip ties or wire splitters to just get this up. Sometimes I'll just tie it to that heater hose, just keep it away from the headers. If you have stock exhaust, it's not going to be as much of an issue, but still you want to get them up out of the way. I reset the ECU. Just unplugged this and turned the key a few times, drained the system. You can also do it by unplugging that and then hitting the brakes, but hopefully this is going to do it. And as of right now, we're just going to be starting it up. I'm going to be screwing with it because it was having issues. Well, that was the issue. The diagrams are right online. I just had cylinders 1 and 2 swapped because I'm stupid. But it's your owns. So that was the issue. Thank you for tuning in, and that was how to swap a distributor rotor and cap and spark plug wires on a 98 Ram.